Today, I'm honored to be with Nerville Naidoo. Nerville has a bachelor's degree in accounting. He is a business analyst and a product manager with 20 years of experience in banking and telecom. Nerville's last 15 years were with MTN, which is a multinational telecommunications company in Africa and Asia. They have 20,000 employees collectively, and they produce 15 billion New Zealand dollars in revenues. Now, Nerville's part, and that is not small, he's managing 25 million customers, and he's got a return on the revenue side of 2.4 billion New Zealand dollars.
For me, Tate, is I like to achieve things. I like to see something to fruition. So I love seeing something that I've built work, or be delivered, be finalized, so that we can see it operating, we can interact with it. And I love improving customers' lives. So where I can do something that is of benefit to customers, and here I'm talking customers, but people in general, where we can see that it has changed them. It's something where customers are now able to interact with the product. So I love seeing that whole journey, that whole life cycle happen and come together as one. One of the things I implemented while in roaming was a product where we implemented prepaid data roaming for our customers. Now, prepaid data roaming at the time was unheard of. It was not something that was available because it was a real-time environment that was required, and roaming was a post-paid type environment where records came through very late and customers got billed post the event happening. So prepaid customers at the time didn't have access to data roaming. So I was able to implement a project there where we enabled prepaid data roaming for all of the customers. We actually extended it from prepaid into postpaid as well, so that it reduced bill shock and customers were able to get their bills in real time. So it was enabled them to manage their costs a little bit better. On the voice side, I was then responsible for the entire customer base, which was 25 million customers at the time, of which the voice portion of the base of pure voice callers were more than 18 million customers in total, purely doing not only voice, but potentially voice and data, so using voice and data services. Let me get into customer value management a little bit more. So my role as customer value, or my role in customer value management, is just that, to try and give customers the right product at the right time, and it is to try and improve business revenues. So my job is really to focus around business revenues and how do we improve it. So I'm now not looking at the entire base, or while I am looking at the entire base, I'm focusing in on key customers to see where there's potential for improvement, and how can we improve customer revenues. You might think a customer only has X amount to spend, but here we have customers that are spending on various different networks. So you need to maybe try and consolidate their spend from other networks. If they're getting it cheaper somewhere else, they might not want to use your network for voice services or data services for that matter. So trying to give them the right product at the right time is about giving them something that they are looking for to buy. So as I said, they might have been using something from a competitor network, and moving their spend across to our network improves our bottom line at the end of the day. From the beginning, we're talking about processes, analysis, and looking at the numbers themselves. So those things have been throughout my career. Those are the kinds of things I've been doing. Using that to improve the current environment.
What would you say are your biggest achievements that come to mind?
I think some of the biggest ones, Tate, is I like the Six Sigma work that I did. It was very early in my career, but it was an interesting environment. But some of the biggest things I think maybe would be the more recent changes that I did, which was the 100% improvement year-on-year revenue. So yes, it's below the line revenue. It's helping to improve voice customer numbers as well as voice penetration, but that's some of the, I think that's one of the bigger things. And I think just in general, like one of the things I'm most proud of is from where I've come from and where I am now. Starting from Standard Bank as a business analyst, or a young upcoming business analyst who started in the call center, being able to improve just touch on two or make a change where we save 2 full-time equivalents, to now being responsible for a total base of 25 million customers. Look, voice part of that is 18 million, but we do look at the entire base. Now looking at 18 million customers and the being responsible for the revenue for the entire base. It's definitely a big change, and I think the that whole cycle is something that I'm quite proud of.